Don't worry, I'm in a good mood today.
Sairam, sir.
Yes, what can I do for you?
Sairam.
Sairam. Om. Om. Om Ganana Antva Ganapati Gum Havamahe Kavin Kavinamupamashravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmadam Brahmanaspata Anashunvannutibhisedasadanam Prano Devi Saraswati Vajevirvajinivati Dhinama Vitriyavatu Ganeshaya Namaha Saraswatyai Namaha Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Hridakashe Sada Bhantam Shantamanandarupinam ज्ञानभानुमहं वन्दे सद्गुरुं सत्यसायिनम् ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयामदेवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः Om Sri Sai Ram. Offering our collective love at the divine lotus feet of Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Hari Om, Shalom, Sai Ram, Namaste. We completed 2 Anuvakas of Aruna Prashna and getting into the 3rd Anuvaka today. The first 2 Anuvaka are introduction to the topics of Surya Mandalam and Samvatsaram. The 3rd Anuvakam is the 3rd and 4th Anuvaka. Also, I believe the 5th Anuvaka are about introducing Rutu Mandalam. When we concluded this last class, we concluded with the ultimate truth, which is related to Na Atra Bhuvanam, out there, the relative reality as it speaks to the Bhuvanam, the world, the Pusha, the knower, Pashavaha, the beings, Aditya, the space or the everything related to anything outside is simply a reflection. It's not the real. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Reflection, we have to be very clear. There are 2 aspects that we need to understand. One is impermanence, the other is real or unreal. The unreal aspect has 2 components. One is that which appears to exist, and the second is that does not actually exist. If you understand these 2 components, life becomes very clear. Clear examples, very clear examples. In the context of a mirage, when you travel in the desert, does it exist or doesn't exist? Ask these questions, very simple. When it says na trabhuvanam na pusha na pashavaha, Naditya samvatsarayena chakshena priyatamagum rupam vidyat. Vidyat. Priyatamagum vidyat. No. Samvatsarayena pratyaksham priyatamagum vidyat. It's only the samvatsara, not samvatsara. Again, for those of you who have not got this clear, samvatsara does not mean an year in time. An year in time is one component of samvatsara. Samvatsara does not mean in totality time or year. Samvatsara. So we have to get these concepts. Otherwise, the rest of the Aruda Prashna will become very simply a topic of time pass, or something that you do because you want to put a check mark. I also know Rudram how to chant. Check mark. That's not the purpose of Veda study. You have to go beyond. You have to go step by step. But of course, for that you need to have Sravana, Manana, Nididhyasa. Sravana, listening with utmost concentration. Manana, contemplation. Then meditation. Concentration, contemplation, meditation. Meditation doesn't mean sitting and chanting the mantra like, repeating 108 times. That is still concentration. That's not meditation. Right now, as the speaker is speaking, it is meditation. You are in it. What you are speaking comes from an awareness. First awareness, then the speech, then the action. First awareness, then knowing what you are saying in that awareness. And then comes the aspect of action, the speech itself. So where we are going with this? Samvatsarayena priyatamagum vidyat. It's only the samvatsara that is the truth. Everything else has unreality defined as two things: that which is not there and projects, that which is there but impermanent. This is what is unreality. Now take in every component of it, every component that you come across. If you differentiate and distinguish and discriminate, is this impermanent? If it is impermanent, it is not real because it's going to disappear at some point or time. Or is it a projection? It's not there, but it is projected. Not there, what is projected? Great example is you mistake a snake for a rope. Snake is not there. Rope is there. Rope. From the rope you projected the snake. Therefore, that is a projection. Snake is really not there. What is there is rope. Then it is there, but it is impermanent. That means it's not real either. It's going to disappear at some point or the other. What is an example of that? A ring versus gold. Ring is there, but what is really there is gold. Ring is impermanent. It's going to get changed into some other thing, etc. So when you look at that last mantra that we chanted, Natra Bhuvanam, Na Pusha, Na Pashavaha, Na Adityaha, Samvatsarayena Prachaksham Priyatamagum Rupam, Etadvai Samvatsarasya Samvatsarayena Prachakshagum Vidyat, Priyatamagum Vidyat. So when you look at that mantra and you conclude that, at the very beautifully the rishis have so beautifully explained everything, every component of what is there. Anubhishcha mahadbhishcha samarudha. See how incredible the way of teaching of what is real, what is unreal is so clear with the Vedic study. It does not rule out what is impermanent. It is there, but recognize its impermanence. Vishwahimaya avasisvadhavaha. So therefore, this Aruna Prashna is not simply about chanting some mantras associated with the Aruna Ketuka Chayana. Along with the ritual, constantly the rishis point out and ensure that the seeker, the sadhaka, is not mistaken from what is real from unreal. So then the next, we start this next Anuvaka, which is another beautiful component about this Samvatsara. Then the topic of Kritsnan Tad Rutu Lakshanam, the topic of Rutu was introduced before. Now they come into this aspect of the Rutus with the next mantra. Let's now start with, okay, are you ready, Thambi? Ready la?
Sir, yes, yes, I'm
Okay.
fine.
Sakanjanagum
Sakanjanagum
Saptathamahurекajam
Saptathamak Saptathamahurекajam
Shadudyama
Shadudyama
Arashayo
Rashayo
Devaja iti
Devaja iti
Teshamishhtani
Teshamishhtani
Vihitani
Vihitani
Dhamashaha
Dhamashaha
Sthatre Rejante
Sthatre Rejante
Vikritani
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 Rupashaha.
Rupashaha.
Okay, that is one complete mantram. Let us chant that and then we'll come to the meaning of it. Sa kanjanagum saptathabahure kajam
Sakanjanagum Saptatamahure Kajam
Shadudyama Rashayo Devaja iti
Shadudyama Rashayo Devajam Iti Shadudyama Rashayo Devaja Iti
Teshamishhtani Vihitani Dhamashakha
Teshamishhtani Vihitani Dhamashah.
Vihitani, he
Oh,
is short vowel.
Vihitani. Teshamishhtani Vihitani Dhamashah.
Dhamashakha Teshamishhtani Vihitani Dhamashakha.
Teshamishhtani Vihitani Dhamashah. Teshamishhtani Vihitani Dhamashah.
Sthatre Rejante Vikritani Rupashakha.
Sthatre Rejante Vikritani Rupashah.
Okay, did you have your coffee this morning, la?
No.
Oh, that's the reason, huh?
No, no, no,
Oh,
no.
okay. Hmm. Sthatre Rejante Vikritani Rupashakha.
Statre Rejante Vikritani Rupashah.
Okay, Rejante, long vowel, duration. Pay attention to duration and te. स्तत्रे रेजन्ते विकृतानि रूपशः
स्तत्रे रेजन्ते विकृतानि रूपशः.
Very good. Now 4 lines together. Sa kanjana gum saptathama hure kajam shadudyama arashayo devaja iti teshamishtani vihitani dhamashah स्तात्रे रेजन्ते विकृतानि रूपशः.
साकञ्जानागुं सप्तथमाहुरेकजम् षडुद्यमा ऋषयो देवजा इति तेषामिष्टानि विहितानि धामशः स्थात्रे रेजन्ते विकृतानि रूपशः.
Very good. साकञ्जानां सप्तथम् आहुः एकजम्. Those are the words. षट् उद्यमाः ऋषयः देवजा iti. Devajah iti. Whenever there is a vowel followed by visarga, the visarga is dropped and there is a pause introduced, short or long pause. So Devajah iti. So this mantra is talking about a declaration. Ahuhu means it was declared. It was declared by who? It was declared previously by the rishis. That Saptatham. Saptatham means 7 rays. The 7 rays, Sakanjanam, are collectively born ekajam in one. I'll repeat that. The rishis are saying that collectively 7 sun rays are born in one. So these Devajah, born in the divine, Rishayaha, as visions of the divine. Here Rishi doesn't mean the rishis as the sages. Rishi means the one who is a visionary. Rishayaha means visions. So these 7 rays are the visions of the divine. This is the, sorry, so these 7 rays are the visions of the divine, and also 6 are projected out from this divine vision. Shat Udyama Rishayaha Devajah iti. So what is the essence of these 2 lines? The rishis have stated that 7 rays have arisen from one divine. What is that? Huh? 7 rays arising from the divine is as what we know through modern science, dispersion of one light ray into 7: violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. But remember, they're not describing dispersion of light. They're only describing what is observed and what was stated before. Modern science has proved later on, because of the experiments of the father of modern physics, Sir Isaac Newton, that one single ray disperses into the 7 rays called the light spectrum. And from that incredible discovery has arisen the entire field of optical physics and spectroscopy. The rishis are stating what is observed and stated already before. What they're saying, it's already stated. Ahuhu. It was already declared that the Saptatham, 7 rays, Ekanjanam are collectively born. Ekajam in one. Sakanjanam collectively born. Ekajam from one. Now, not only that, they're saying Shat Udyama. Six have projected out, born in the divine as the vision of the divine. Now, what are the six? The six are the divine seasons. The six are now described as divinity's vision. The six seasons are the vision of the divinity, visions of the divinity. Sakanjanagum saptathamahurекajam shadudyama rishayo devaja iti. Then the next two lines are describing for what purpose, why are they born. Tesham ishtani vihitani dhamashaha. Tesham, those six, ishtani, favorably, or vihitani, for the benefit, dhamashaha, are placed. So these six are placed for the benefit of all. The benefit of what? Sthatre, for the existence of the world. Vikrutani rejante. So these six these six seasons are the permutation combinations of the seven rays, and that permutation combinations of those seven rays are placed in the world for the benefit of all the beings and for sustenance of the world. This is amazing. The first statement, Sakanjanam Saptadamahurekajam, we understand now because of modern science. No, this is exactly the point I was telling in every class. Some commentaries write, some people state, oh, you see, we have already discovered that long time ago. The rishis described it. Yes, true. The rishis declared it. And they are even saying this was declared long time ago. But then the modern science has completely proven it through experimentation and given direct proof, pratyaksha pramanam, to an inferential statement that was made by Vedas. This we have to be very clear. Do not say that rishis have already described. So, what is this modern science? All of that is not a spiritual talk. Let me put it that way. Because in spirituality, we do not denigrate anything. Everything is spiritual. Bhagavan's thought for the day yesterday. Bhagavan's thought for the day yesterday after Devi Matyam, that what the creation cannot be denigrated and say that it is nonsense. It is not the nonsense. Nama, Rupa, Kriya, all the three, the name, form, and functionality of the creation is nothing but the Shakti of the Creator. You cannot say, I like the light, I like the lamp, but this light is not. No, no, the light and the lamp are always together. Creation and Creator are always together. The creation is the projection of the divine. Yes, it is impermanent, but at the same time, it is not the context of does not exist. So now what we are saying, the seasons are there. The seasons are, the six seasons are the divine vision. And the six seasons come into existence. These six seasons are permutation combinations of the seven rays. And the seven rays are born in one. And this permutation combinations of the seven lead to the six visions and the six seasons. And the six seasons are placed in the world for the benefit and the existence of the world. And they appear vikritani rupashaha. Vikritani, Vaikritikam means transformation. Rupasaha, they are transformed in permutation combinations to give form for each season. Now you see that is the incredible thing about Vedas. Now they not only describe the phenomenon, but they say, what is the intent and purpose of all of this? Why do seasons come into existence? Now you see. So what is this? If when you look at this mantra, I'll chant this one more time so that we are grounded in the mantra. Sa kanjana gum saptathama kure kajam shadudyama rashayo devaja iti teshamishtani vihitani dhamashah sthatre rejante vikritani rupashah. So in these 4 lines, there are different kinds of evidences that are being used. The 7 rays emerging together from one. See, as I told in the last previous classes, the purpose of Aruna Prashna is not to describe objective science. The purpose of Aruna Prashna is Aruna Ketuka Chayana. This is the ritual. And in the context of that ritual, they are bringing this spiritual aspect associated with it. So the context that it was stated before is inferential evidence. Light dispersion experiments of Sir Isaac Newton are direct evidence. Now, the next part, the connection of these rays, the permutation combination of these rays results in the 6 seasons. That is empirical evidence. It is empirical because the rishis have observed the nature, and over a long period of time, they said, oh, all of these seasons are coming into existence because of the combination of this. And why did who combined those? Who created these transformational aspects of the sun rays and created these seasons? What is the cause and the effect? They came into existence. The 6 seasons came into existence because it was a divine vision, and the divine, out of the love, has created these seasons in vision to sustain and for the sustenance and the existence of all the beings. This is called inferential evidence, cause and effect. Are you all tracking with me, or am I talking to myself? Huh? Are you all tracking with me? How profound this is, how scientific it is. And when we actually look at it that from that scientific point of view, our intellect gets illumined, literally, because that's why it's about cosmic science, the solar, or the Aruna Prishna is the rising sun. Aruna Prishna is all about rising sun. Cosmology and all of that is not the purpose of it. It's talking about what happens with a rising sun. So when you listen to this, everything we are connected. Sakanjanagum saptadhamahurekajam, we are connected. Shadudyama devaja. We are not sure, sir, but at least it appears that the sunlight patterns change during the seasons. So therefore, one can make a connection, empirically one can make a connection that there is something about the permutation and combination of the sun rays that is resulting in these 6 seasons. But where the intellect will stop and the mind will stop is at that point. It cannot go into what is the purpose and the intent behind this creation. Who intended this divinity? Who intended this phenomenon? How did it come into existence? Stop. Nothing can describe it because it's beyond logic now. It's beyond logic. You see, you understand what I'm saying? It's completely beyond logic now to imagine, oh, who designed this? And for what purpose it was designed? There, your mind has stopped. Your intellect has stopped. You cannot comprehend this. Then what happens when that situation comes? Is what is described in the next set of mantras. Now you see, This is like a scientific study. It is a question, it's an observation, it's a question about that observation, then some kind of conclusion, and from that conclusion arises another question, and to answer that question the next mantra comes. So this is a real study. That's why it's Veda study. How Bhagavan designed the name of that is also incredible. Veda study. Go check anywhere. It is not Veda this, Veda that. It is Veda study, Adhyayanam. And so therefore, the moment you come to that point of a statement that is beyond logic, what will you do? What will the human mind do? And that is the next set of mantras. Okay, you can now project. Konu Marya Amithitaha.
कोनुमर्या अमिथितः
Sakha Sakhayam Abravit.
सखा सखायमब्रवीत्
Jaha ko Asmadishate.
जहाँ को अस्मदीशते.
So let's chant those 3 lines and then we'll go to the next 3 lines. Konu Marya Amithitaha.
कोनुमर्या अमिथितः कोनुमर्या अमिथितः
Sakha Sakhayam Abravit.
सखा सखायमब्रवीत् सखा सखायमब्रवीत्
Jaha ko Asmadishate.
जहाँ को अस्मदीशते जहाँ को अस्मदीशते
Konu Marya Amithitaha. Sakha Sakhayam Abravit. Jaha ko Asmadishate.
को नो मर्या अमिथितः सखा सखायमब्रवीत् जहाँ को अस्मदीशते.
So now here, out of the blue, a scenario is being explained. The words behind this, kaha, nu, marya. Kaha, nu becomes konu. Kaha, nu, marya. So in Hindi also we say kon hai, kon. Huh? So in the word kon, when we say kon hai udhar, kon, who is it? That kon comes from kahanu. That is the dhatu. Kaha, nu, marya. Marya means kahanu. Where are kahanu? Marya. Marya means mortals. Who amongst you mortals, or mortals are the humans are beings? Uh, who amongst the mortals amithitaha, that is not subject to any harm? Amithitaha. Mithi means harm or suffering. Amithitaha, that is not subject to any harm or suffering. Abravit will state. To who? Sakha, to a friend. A friend, here is a scenario that's being described. There are two friends, and in these two friends, one friend who did not get harmed by the another friend is telling that friend, hey, I'm going to abandon you because you are harming me. I'm suffering because of you. Therefore, I'm going to abandon you. This is the scenario. 3 lines are describing that scenario. Jahakaha. So what he's saying, abravit, he is stating sakha, sakhayam. One friend is telling another friend. What is he saying? Jahakaha, you are harming me. And ishate, therefore abandoning you as a friend. Asmat sakhayam abrav, I'm going to leave you as a friend. I, ishate means abandoning him. Now, just pay attention to this. And so this is a question that is being to raised to all of us. Hey, you all. Hey, you, all you mortals. Who amongst you who is not actually harmed will tell another friend saying that I'm abandoning you because you're causing harm to me? Who will do that? If you do that, what will you call the friend who abandoned the other, saying that you are harming me and therefore I'm abandoning you? If you do that, what will you call that other friend? Are you all tracking with me? Huh? Are you understanding? So now here you see they're introducing this scenario to give an incredible teaching to all the humanity. And now you ask the question, hey, what is this to do with Aruna Prashna? What is this scenario to do with what we are talking about, light dispersion, 6 seasons, Surya Mandalam, Rutu Mandalam? What is this to do with all of this stuff? This way in Krishna Yajurveda especially, Vedas in general, mantra, these statements, hymns these can be, mantras can be divided into two categories: mantra and brahmana. Mantra and brahmana. Mantra means that which describes something, that would describe some god, that which describes a phenomenon, that which describes a ritual. That is what is called mantra. Brahmana means supreme teaching. And therefore, what happens in other Vedas like Rig Veda or in Shukla Yajurveda, they follow each other very clearly so you can track. But in Krishna Yajurveda, that's the reason why it is called Krishna Yajurveda, dark or black Yajurveda, because it creates confusion. What is this to do with that mantra? Therefore, you are confused. You are in dark. Unless there is a teacher who really has done sadhana and understands what is the component associated, tapas, the connection cannot be made. That's why it is called Krishna Yajurveda. And the other is called Shukla Yajurveda. Krishna means dark or black, which represents confusion, lack of clarity. So the Brahmanas and the mantras combination together will create confusion for the sadhaka. Therefore, Krishna Yajurveda people are much more illumined because they have to figure out where the mantra is connecting to the Brahmana, where the Brahmana is connecting to the mantra. I am a Krishna Yajurvedi, therefore I have to praise myself. So that's the part of it. Um, so that is just on a lighter note. I don't belong to any of this stuff. So the point of this mantra is suddenly the question is put to humanity. Two friends are there, and one friend abandons the other friend, even though he is not harmed, saying, I am abandoning you because you are harming me. And if that happens, yastityaja sakhividam sakhayam na tasya vachyapi bhago asti. That's the next mantra. Yastityaja sakhividagum sakhayam. Please show the mantra now. Sakhividagum sakhayam. Yaha. Yastityaja sakhividagum sakhayam. Na tasya vachyapi bhago asti. Yadigum shrunotyalakagum shrunoti. Now, what is the aspect related to that? Who is that friend that abandons the other? Okay, let's now look at these lines and then I will come back to the scenario and we will spend a few minutes understanding this. Yastityaja sakhividagum sakhayam.
यस्तित्याज सखिविदगुं सखायम्
Na tasya vachyapi bhago asti.
न तस्य वाच्यपि वाच्यपि न
Va,
तस्य
vachya.
वाच्य न तस्य वाच्यपि भागो अस्ति
Yadigum shrunotyalakagum shrunoti.
Yadigum shrunotyalakagum shrunoti.
Say again.
Yadigum shrunotyalakagum shrunoti.
Uh, can you say it more comfortably?
Yadigum shrunotyalakagum shrunoti.
Okay. Yes, te tyaja sakhividagum sakhayam.
Yes, dityaja sakhividagum sakhayam. Yes, dityaja sakhiv. One more time, please, uncle. One more time.
Okay, we'll split it. Yes, te tyaja
Yes, dityaja. Yes, dityaja.
sakhividagum sakhayam. Sakhividagum.
Sakhividagum
Ah,
sakhayam.
there you got it. One more time.
Sakhividagum sakhayam.
Yes, te tyaja sakhividagum sakhayam.
Yes, dityaja sakhividagum sakhayam. Yes, dityaja sakhividagum sakhayam.
न तस्य वाच्यपि
Natasya vachapi. Natasya vachapi.
भागो अस्ति
Bhago asti. Bhago asti.
न तस्य वाच्यपि भागो अस्ति
Natasya vachapi Natasya vachapi bhago asti. Natasya vachapi bhago asti.
यदि यदि गुं शृणोत्यलकगुम्
Yadigum shrunotyalakagum. Yadi
यदि गुं शृणोत्यलकगुं शृणोति
Yadigum shrunotyalakagum shrunoti. Yadigum shrunotyalakagum shrunoti.
Okay, chant the three lines together now. Yaste tyaja sakhividagum sakhayam na tasya vachapi bhago asti yadi gum shrunotyalakagum shrunoti.
Yastityaja sakhividagum sakhayam. Natasya vachapi bhago asti. Yadigum shrunotyalakagum shrunoti.
Good. Now, yastit, yeah, let's look at the word. Yaha tityaja sakhividam sakhayam. Yaha sakhividam, that friend who does not believe or trust sakhayam in his friend and abandons him tityaja tasya, for such a person naha na Bhagaha asti, will not have any part or even rights for what? Vachi api, to learn Vedas or their declarations. I will say that in complete English. That untrusting friend who can be claimed as a traitor or a mitradrohi, who abandons the other friend, does not deserve to learn or to recite the mantras. What a declaration. See, what is the context of it? He is abandoning the other friend who did not cause any suffering. But he's saying, hey, you are causing harm to me, therefore I am abandoning you. So what do you call this other guy who abandoned the friend who did not cause or intend any harm? What do you call him? You call him a mitradrohi. You call him a traitor. And does a traitor or a mitradrohi, they do not even have a na tasya for that tasya for that guy. Vachyapi bhago na asti. They should not be even entertained to teach any Vedas or scriptures. Bah. This is the reason why they did not teach Vedas to a lot of people. Why? Because now, here is the yadi yat im shrunoti. Even if such mitradrohi are a traitor, shrunoti, hears the Veda Vakyams, shrunoti alakam. That traitor will only hear what is untruth. He will not be able to grasp the truth. Why? Because he's a traitor. Now you see what a incredible. Now you have to connect all of this back to the previous 4 lines. Then only the cycle will be complete. Otherwise, it won't be complete. Now, here is the thing that, brothers and sisters, who is the first friend? Who is the second friend? The first friend is Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba, Veda Purusha. The second guys are us. We are the traitors. Why we are traitors? When we hear Swami say something, we hear only what is convenient to us. We won't hear to them the completely. If Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba has said, the mission of the avatar is Vedodharana, Veda Rakshana, Veda Poshana. This is what he has said. He did not come to establish hospitals, service projects, water projects, nothing. All those came into existence because of the prayers of his mother. Let's be very clear. The hospital came into existence because of the mother's request. The water project came into existence because of the mother's request. The education system came into existence because of the mother's request. That is not part of the mission of Bhagavan Sri Satsai Baba. He has very clearly said the avatar has come for Vedodharana, Veda Rakshana, Veda Poshana. When we did not understand that statement, what will you do? What would you do? You take what is convenient and you throw the rest of it out of the window. So who are you? A traitor, a mitradrohi. And such a Swami Drohi, they call it Swami Drohi. Swami has also spoken about this in certain discourses. I will find those and share with you. When you did not understand Bhagavan's statement and you take what is convenient for you and you leave the rest of it, that means you are a traitor. And such traitors do not even deserve to listen to the scriptures. And even if they did so, they will only listen it as untruth. They will not listen it as the truth. Complete connection in the connection. Now you have to understand, when God says something, you follow unconditionally, whether you understand it or not. Why? Because the Vedas or Bhagavan never intend to harm you. They have done whatever Swami says only helps you. It never hurts you. Help ever, hurt never. Therefore, why would you not trust Swami's words and abandon certain aspects of what he said? Why would you do that? Arey, I'm not making up all of this, brothers and sisters. I'm telling you exactly what is in Aruna Prashna. Exactly what is in Aruna Prashna. I'm telling you. This is not a made up personal projection. Then you ask the question, what do I do? There is a dharmic conflict. And the dharmic conflict is, do I go with the people who are abandoning Swami's words, or do I go with what Swami has said? And there the vichakshana comes into picture. Yes, of course. Jnana bhanumaham vande sadgurum satyasayanam. I am loyal to Swami, not to anybody else and not to anything else. I am only loyal to the master. I am not loyal to anything else. So now you understand. Konu Maria Amithitaha, Sakha Sakhayam Abravit, Jahako Asmadishate, Yastityaja Sakhividagum Sakhayam, Natasya Vacha Vibhago Asti, Yadim Shrunoti Alakagum Shrunoti. Ah, some people will take lifetimes to understand this. You have to understand this, you need His grace. Without His grace, you will not even come even closer to understanding. So the Vedas are very clearly, Aruna Prashna is very clearly declaring, Konu Maria Amithitaha Sakha Konu Maria Amithitaha Sakha Sakhayam Abravit Jahako Asmadishate Yastityaja Sakhi Vidagum Sakhayam Natasya Vachapi Bhago Asti Yadi Yadi Gum Shrunotyalaka Gum Shrunoti. So now, what is the connection to the first four lines? The connection to the first four lines is, as we already discussed, in the relevance of the seven rays of sunlight, the six seasons, and their placement and appearance, and what is the intent and purpose of such phenomenon. That's what the four lines are describing, the first four lines. So the first thing about light dispersion is experimental evidence through modern science. It's very easy to believe that. Then the emergence and the cyclical nature of the six seasons is evident by observation. The six seasons are a permutation and combination of those rays of sun, and the divine phenomenon exists because of the intent of the divine to cause benefit for the existence of the humanity that is beyond logic. So when something is beyond logic, you abandon it. What is beyond logic? That the avatar of Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba has come for Vedodharana, Veda Rakshana, Veda Poshana. That is beyond logic. Arey, how can a God that is supposed to be Sarvadharma God has come into being because he has to? Uh, you have to understand this. That is beyond your logic to understand. Because you have already predetermined in your head that Vedas are for Hindus, and that when you chant Vedas in some place, you will be abandoning other people. So you are caring about what is impermanent, and you are abandoning what the God has said because you did not understand those words. So when you did not understand something, your human mind nature is to abandon it. Hey, this stuff is not for me, yaar. This stuff is for some people who really want to be realized. I am a spiritual person. I don't care about ritual. వాడికి రిచువల్ అంటే ఏంటో తెలియదు, స్పిరిచువల్ అంటే అసలేం తెలియదు. దే నీదర్ అండర్స్టాండ్ వాట్ ఈస్ రిచువల్ నార్ వాట్ ఈస్ స్పిరిచువల్. దే ఆర్ ఇన్ డార్క్నెస్, ignorance, and therefore when you did not understand something, you are scared, you become fearful. Why you become fearful? Arey, suddenly people will stop coming to Sai Center because they are chanting Vedas. Arey, I am telling you a real life example with personal experience. And then you try to convince these people, Arey, you don't understand. If that is the case, why God would tell, please chant Vedas and follow them in your life? Why would God tell that? Have you understood? Don't you think he doesn't have the simple logic that he is alienating all people that cannot chant Vedas? Don't you think he would have that simple logic? Do you think Swami will tell you to do something that will cause harm to you? Yes, tityaja sakhivitagum sakhayam. He is there to say something only that helps and that never hurts. So this is for people who are new to Swami, who have not even seen Swami, who has not even connected to Swami. Know that Swami is the supreme Veda Purusha. Everything he said, everything he did, and everything he is doing, everything he will do will only benefit all of us, and it will not cause any harm to us. So please, for heaven's sake, do not for do not give up on Swami. But even if you try to give up, he will not give up on you, and therefore he is called Achyuta. And this friend will not abandon you. Chuta means abandon. Achyuta means the one who will not let you go. But you can imagine the one who doesn't even let you go. Even if Swami in Telugu has said very beautiful thing. Nammi chedina varu leru, nammakapote potaru. There is no one who has uh, who has suffered because they did not believe. If they don't believe, they may or may not benefit from this. So therefore, that is the supreme teaching of this mantra, and that is setting up for the next set of mantras, which are sometimes beyond logic, beyond comprehension. And therefore, what will you do is, this stuff is too. 99% of the people I have seen, especially the people in America that are native, they will very easily come up with this excuse. I cannot pronounce. I am new to this. I am this to that. I am that to that. That is true. But I am really inspired by these people from South Africa and from other parts of the world, including Russia, with whom I am going to do a satsang in the next hour. How incredibly, how much incredible faith they would have to just take up and say, I have to do this because Bhagavan Sri Satsai Baba has said, Rudran Jadivite Bhadrangga Untaru. He said, the one who chants Rudram will be Bhadram. Means what? They will be unshaken. They will be unmovable. They will be grounded in spiritual aspect of it. So I hope this message really goes out to every single person, and that you will actually not just chant the Rudram, but the next step, make Rudram your way of life. That is exactly what he means. Vedodharana, Veda Rakshana, Veda Poshana. So now, what is this? We have completed complete this mantra now. These beautiful 10 lines. What are the 10 lines? Sakanjanam Saptadham Ahuhu Ekajam. Sakanjanam Saptadham Ahur Ekajam. Shadudyama Rishayo Devajayiti. Teshaamishtani Vihitani Dhamashaka. Sthatre Rejante Vikrutani Rupashaha. So now, how did the divine envision to create the 6 seasons by using the permutation combination of all these sun rays? And how will the nature get benefited from it? All of this is Rutu Mandalam. Then the 6 seasons, we will start the study of the 6 seasons. My God, it's already 1 hour. Okay. But this is a beautiful mantra. Now, you are listening to these mantras, you're listening to the commentary, you're listening to the meaning. Unless you practice it, it will not stay with you. Unless, అరే వింటున్నావా డీజే, ఏదో కాసేపు వచ్చి అరే ఒక గంట విని హాయిగా ఉంది చెవులకి, తర్వాత వదిలే.
I'm totally concentrating.
నాట్ కాన్సన్ట్రేటింగ్ ఇన్ ద క్లాస్. క్విజ్ చేసావా? చేయలేదు.
I will do, sir.
I will do and అయిపోయింది, క్లోజ్డ్. It doesn't wait for you. What Swami said very beautifully in the thought for the day today, the sunlight is always there. What you have to do is open that window. The moment you open that window, the sun rays or the sun is not asking, sir, may I come into your room? He is not asking, may I come into your room? He will enter your room. తలుపులు మూసిపెట్టుకుంది మనం. You closed your mind, you closed your senses, you closed your intellect, and you are not allowing that Jnana Bhanu to come in. Bhagavan is Jnana Bhanu. Jnana Bhanu Maham Vande. He is the sun of wisdom. And his rays are waiting to enter your intellect. But your intellect has not opened up. Your mind has not opened up. It is closed. At least open a little bit. ఊరికే పాడటం కాదు. డోర్ ఆఫ్ మై హార్ట్ ఓపెన్ వైడ్ ఐ కీప్ ఫర్ ది, విల్ దై కమ్ ప్రెషస్ బాబా కమ్ టు మీ. వాట్ ఈస్ దిస్ ఇంగ్లీష్ భజన్ స్టూపిడిటీ? విల్ దౌ కమ్. Oh, will you come, Swami, if I open the door? Swami is saying, no da, I am always there. It is you who closed the door. Don't put the question to me, will thou come? It is not will thou come. Swami, I will keep my window open. You always come in, you illumine me, you enlighten me, you enchant me. The problem is with me, Swami, not will thou come. Will you come is like saying, Swami, will you come or not? What is saying? I am outside, I am waiting. I am waiting to come inside. You have not opened the door. Open the door. Be part of it. Don't feel, if you feel hurt about what I am saying, at least you are getting benefited by it. Even if that is not getting in, that means only, no, not even God can. Na tasya vachyapi bhago asti. Yadim srunoti alakagum srunoti. For that person, whatever they will hear untruth on. This is very important thing that Bhagavan has taught. When you hear something that you are getting hurt by, ask the question, what can I do about it? And raise your intellect to the higher level. But if you get insulted and intimidated by it, immediately know that your lower mind is working, that you are being ashamed, that you are being intimidated, and you are suffering, even though something beneficial is being told to you. That means now you will abandon that person. They're telling the truth, but it is causing suffering to me. In fact, the suffering is caused by your own mind, not by the other person telling the truth. So therefore, do not abandon Swami. Do not abandon a friend that tells you the truth and say, hey, you are not up to it. Please do something about it. They're telling it for our own benefit. And Swami is telling everything only to help and never to hurt. Hurt happens because of your own ego. And then you take responsibility for that ego and say, is this truly something here for me to correct? And then you will connect. Jai Sai Ram. Okay, this Tuesday we'll have the practice session. And the realized souls are already thinking they know. But you know nothing. And only when you know nothing, something will be given to you. Please know that. Jai Sai Ram. Let's close with the other Ksharpada Brashtam. Okay, today my buddy did not have his coffee properly, so I'll let him chant. So the next mantra will be, we will start. So let's finish with the last line of this. The last part of this teaching ends with the next line, which is next Anuvaka. Nahi preveda sukrutasya panthamiti. Please repeat.
Nahi
Nahi
praveda sukrutasya panthamiti.
nahi nahi praveda sukritasya panthamiti.
Nahi praveda sukrutasya panthamiti. Nahi praveda sukrutasya panthamiti.
So that says nahi praveda sukritasya pantham iti. Iti means therefore. Therefore what? These doubtful ones are the traitors, or what are called the doubting Thomases, like the Judah in the case of Jesus the Christ. Nahi praveda, will never understand or be aware of what? Pantham, the ways or methods of sukritasya, beneficial rituals or actions. They will never understand why these rituals are being conducted. They will never understand what is the benefit of such rituals, because they don't really have the faith in the God's work and in God's purpose and God's intent. They will never have that. See, I used the example of Vedodharana because it was a real life example. It was a real life example, not just Vedodharana, etc. Anything that Bhagavan has said is beneficial to us. Please don't take what is convenient to you and leave what is not convenient to you. that is not that is not true nature of a disciple. Snahi praveda sukritasya panthamiti. What is that's the reason in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, shloka 40, in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna states, Samshayatma vinashyati. The one who doubts will decline. That's exactly what Bhagavan has said in Telugu. Nammi chedina varleru, nammakapote potaru. None who had faith were let down or spoiled. Literal translation. The otherwise may be so. Those that are not wise is otherwise. Nanya pantha vidyate ayanaya. Purusha Suktam is saying, Nanya pantha vidyate ayanaya. Na anya pantha vidyate ayanaya. Ayanaya means a path. Faith in these words is the only path for redemption and liberation. Now, what is that really saying? It is not saying only believe me, therefore you will die. That's not what it is saying. Sometimes it is beyond your logic and your intellect. At that point of time, you have to hold on to it. And that holding on is what is called Shraddha. Shraddha is not blind faith. Sat, to hold on to Sat, or the truth. Hold on to the truth. When your mind and intellect are incapable of understanding it, that is Shraddha. Then what happens? Saburi. With patience, you will understand. Many decades later, or maybe in the next life of yours, you will understand what is the purpose and intent and how you understand it. So it might have taken decades for somebody to understand, oh, this is what Swami was saying, why he is asking us to chant Rudram. This is why. It may take decades, but it's okay. But never let go of it in the beginning itself. Hold on to it. Hold on. Hold on. When Jesus the Christ has said, I am the resurrection and the way. He who believes in me will never ever stray. I am the resurrection and the way. He who believes in me will never ever die. What does that mean? I am the resurrection. We just finished Easter. It's one of my favorite Christian songs that really talks about the truth about what resurrection is. I am the resurrection. I am is the way. I am. Aham. Aham asmi. Aham asmi. I am. In Sanskritam means aham asmi. I am. Aham asmi is the only way. I am is the only way. And the one who believes in that I am will never ever die. Because what is coming and going is not about that I am. I am is that river. We just talked. Nadiva prabhavat kachit akshaya asyandate yatha nannadyo abhisamayanti sorussati nanivartate. See now how these connections happen. I am is the river that is flowing, and that river will combine with other rivers of I am, collectively will become the rivers that come and merge in the ocean in devotion. Therefore, combine this I am collectively with other I ams. And therefore, that is the only path for merging in the ocean. Doing rituals such as breaking the bread, the yajnas and yagas will require total faith in the scriptures. That is the very first step. And the truth will dawn only after doing the actions with faith over a period of time. Therefore, Bhagavan has said three things very beautifully: do it, see it, be it. Three Mahamantras. None of what I shared is made up today. With all, with 100% surrender at his divine feet. This mantra is a life experience. And this life experience, many, many decades later, it dawns. Not to complain, not to talk about anything negative, but to only point the truth and to say this is the truth. And so hold on to the truth, never let it go. And then when how to do that, first you have to do it, then you will see it, then you will be it. And that is the essence of that mantra. So first to do it. Don't question for doing it, and do it with faith. Jai Sai Ram. Yadakshara Bhrashtam. Shama. Yadakshara Bhrashtam.
Om Yadak.
Om.
Shruti, please, sorry, uncle.
Om.
ॐ यदक्षरपदभ्रष्टं मात्राहीनं तु यद्भवेत् यदक्षरपदभ्रष्टं मात्राहीनं तु यद्भवेत् तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देवनारायण नमोऽस्तु ते विसर्गबिन्दुमात्राणि पदपादाक्षराणि च न्यूनानि चातिरिक्तानि क्षमस्व ईश्वर अपराधसहस्राणि क्रियन्ते हर्निशं मया दासोऽयमिति मां मत्वा क्षमस्व ईश्वर अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष रक्ष ईश्वर हरिः ॐ तत्सत् श्री साईश्वरार्पणमस्तु.
Okay, we'll go to Swasti. Just a few questions. Sairam, can we understand the 7.16 within the... Ask the question, Ma. I'm not able to understand the complete question. Sati, yes. What's the question?
No, when we were talking earlier in the Anuvakam, the Saptam, and then from that arises the six
Oh, the
rays.
716 you're referring to the 7. The 7 is very clear, no? But the 7 is very clear.
But I was thinking from within ourselves, can we think it as the six ones, the six rays as body, mind, intellect, and the three gunas, which is the Rajo, Sattva, and Tamas. And then from that, it's a combination of all that. And the purpose is to serve. Can we understand it like that? Because sun is there for...
If that is your insight, I cannot deny it, because that's your perception. But that's not what the mantra is saying. It is very simply observing that the one is the basis. Actually, so there is actually 7 plus 1, 8. And that 7 plus 1, 8. What is that one from which it is coming? The mantra will come. Kashyapa Ashtamaha. The eighth one is actually there is 7 plus 1. If you
I
actually,
was thinking it as 7, 7,
yeah,
6 and 1 like that.
no, you can think whatever you want. I cannot deny your perception. So that's your reality. But what I am talking about is what the mantra is saying is the one has the composite of the seven are coming from one, and that is very beautifully the experiments of light dispersion externally. What that is internally, what is the one that is projected as the seven outside is what you are talking about, and that's a very nice insight. I haven't thought about it. That could be okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. Okay. Then the six in the context of the six seasons, how they are permutation and combinations of the seven, we will study that. That will come later. And then how that is related to internal reflection is also studied later. So that will all come later. It is Aruna Prashna, as I said, is it's a very beautiful objective science that is based on the subject. So you will always get a question and answer, and then a question and answer, question, answer. It's like a study, real adhyayana. Therefore, if you are a true student, like I was speaking on DJ, you don't come partially and you go. It's like, mind is here, not there. You have to be steady in the study. And that's why so much effort is put into creating all this, the class transcripts and everything. I don't, where is the Dania? Dania asked the question the other day, what is the left and the right? Huh? Did you look, did you find the answer?
Sort of, uncle.
What is the sort of, tell me.
So when I looked it up briefly, basically it says that if you're in the northern hemisphere, then you observe like the
Okay.
sun rotation.
I'll stop it. Have you read the class transcripts?
Yeah, some of them.
Some of them. Okay. So now if you go to you, all the questions and answers are being captured in the class transcripts. And your question on why that is right and left is answered. So go back and read the transcript, then you will understand what is left, what is right.
Okay, uncle.
Anybody who read the transcript know the answer? What is left, what is right? Dakshina
Shiva
Vamayo,
and Shakti.
Shiva and Shakti. Exactly. Vama is the Shakti, Shiva is the right. So Shiva Shakti is the Vamayoh Parshvayoh. With the Dakshina Vamayoh, Dakshina, right, Vama is left, Parshvayoh. The two sides of this Samvatsara are the Prakriti and the Purusha. The left is Shakti, the right is Shiva. The left is kinetic, the right is potential. And therefore, that is the inner aspect of connecting what is the left and the right. So you asked the question and you left it off. But this, you have to understand, for a true seeker, the question should not remain. The question will never be answered completely. At the end, it is all completely unmanifest. But you cannot, the study is that. That is what a scientist does. You observe something, you go to the next, you go to the next, you don't stop like a scientist. So the next question is, how can we be not a traitor? ఇప్పుడు అంతా విని రాముడు సీతకి ఏమైనాడు? అరే వెంకట్ గంగిశెట్టి రామాయణ.
That question I posted in the beginning when you were
Okay. What is the answer now after listening to the class?
So like believe in, like don't have any doubt, believe in, and also hold on, don't leave in between.
Okay, very important. I did not say don't have doubt. Okay. I did not say don't have doubt. Yes, doubt is a natural phenomenon, but do not abandon because you got a doubt.
Yeah.
Okay, because you did not understand, don't deny God's word. That is the point I was trying to say. Do not abandon, don't abandon the study because you did not understand it. Doubt, yes, you question it. Doubt means you have to question it because this is all question answer. How is it the purpose? So Now, there are certain questions for which you will not have the answer immediately. And in that case, don't abandon. Hold on to it. Shraddha. Hold on to it. And wait, patience. Saburi. These are the two most important teachings of Shirdi Sai Baba. Shraddha, Saburi. How will you not be a traitor? Through Shraddha and Saburi. Shraddha means believe that it is the truth and then keep asking the question. How is this the truth? How is this the truth? How is this the truth? And for certain things, there will not be an answer. Why? It is because a natural phenomenon. For example, why does the fire burn or hurt you through burning? Why does the fire burn? Why does the water flow? Why is the sky, why is the space empty? You think you can ever get an answer to that question? Huh? Forget about why is the space empty. What is space itself, you cannot answer. No physicist has answered that question yet. What is space? What is black hole? What is space? Quantum physicists cannot answer this question. So now, what happens in that context of that? What happens in the why does fire burn? Is there an answer to that question, Damraj? Why does fire burn?
That's a property, and I don't know the
Correct.
answer.
Correct. That is its intrinsic nature. That is its intrinsic nature. So the intrinsic nature of fire is to burn. So you cannot ask the question, why does the fire, unless you tell me, I don't believe in the fire. No, put your hand in the fire. You will know immediately. And you will not even touch it again. So therefore, intrinsic nature is already inherently present. And then there is acquired nature. Now you take example of a hot potato. Why is the potato hot? Now stay with me, the logic array. Damarazu. Stay with me. Why is the potato hot? Where did the heat of the potato come from? We'd put potatoes boil చేసి I have to pick a lady then. Okay. I have to pick a lady to answer that question. Okay. Jayashri, answer the question. Why is the potato hot?
Just because
No,
we
you are
heat it,
answering.
it becomes hot. That's what I
No,
understand.
you don't take a potato and put it, and see, even the person who doesn't even cook like me knows that. So you don't put a potato on the heat, no? How do you heat the potato in what? Boiling water.
Water.
Boiling water. So how did the potato gets its heat? How did potato become hot? Because of the, hello, you stay with the logic, ma. This is very important. This is what is logic. How do I believe? How do I question? This, I'm teaching the methodology of questioning. So it is the boiling water's heat that it has acquired. Therefore, the heat of the potato, the hotness of the potato is acquired from boiling water. Where did the boil, how did the, what is the heat of the boiling water? Where did it acquire from?
The fire.
From the fire. Where did the fire acquire the heat from?
The wood.
Wood.
That is the
Okay.
nature of the fire.
Okay. She is very good. I mean, it says from the wood because she's still in South Africa cooking on wood. Okay. So
We have to, with the load shedding, we have to.
Okay. So therefore, the inherent nature of the wood is what? There is fire present in the wood, no? And therefore, the intrinsic property of fire is heat. The acquired property of heat for a potato is from water. Water acquired its heat from the fire. Fire is intrinsic heat. All the others are acquired heat. You understand now? Now, if you stop the, thank you. Who is, yeah. So therefore, we have to, this is the, so the Veda is not saying do not question. Veda is not saying blindly believe. But when it is beyond your capability, to understand. Do not abandon like a traitor and run away. Do it, see it, be it. That is what is the answer to that. Okay. That's it. That is the, we are 27. Okay. Any other
Salam Shri
any
I
other
have a
burning
question.
questions?
I have a question. I have I'm having trouble connecting the slokas in a sequence, right, in my mind. So the first few shlokas are talking about the sun. It's giving out the 7 colors and then the seasons, and it's there for a certain reason, for a benefit. And then suddenly it changes to friendship. Like if you have a friend who has not harmed you and you doubt that friend, abandon that friend. So now then it goes back to the seasons. So here in the 3, 4 sentences here, and your explanation is that we are, when Swami says something, we believe it and we trust it and we don't abandon Swami, right? So I'm just wondering how and why these 3 thoughts have been inserted here in the middle of uh, a description of how the sun is and what the colors are and the seasons are. So still having trouble connecting it.
Yeah. So thank you for asking it. I might have rushed through that. So in the first 4 lines, which is Sakanjanam, Saptatham Ahu Ekajam, that is as I explained, that the collective 7 have arisen from 1, right? That is what is the literal meaning of that. That is the direct evidence through Pratyaksha Pramanam, which we can now relate to based on modern science, and especially attributed to Sir Isaac Newton because of light dispersion experiments, right? One ray splits into 7. So the collective 7 are present in 1. That's direct evidence. Then the next line is Sakanjanagum Saptadhamahurекajam Shadudyama Rishayo Devaja iti. Shat Udyama. 6 are projected in divine vision. So that is the part that is something that is empirical because there is no direct evidence for it, right? It is based on the 6 seasons have arisen because of it will come later. Vikrutani rupashaha sthatre rejante vikrutani rupashaha, because of the permutation combination of these sun's rays, the 6 seasons have come into existence. That they will describe later in detail, that what are the different spectrum of sun's rays that appear during each of the seasons. Now that is inferential. You observe something and then you say, okay, maybe this is something to do with the sun's rays combinations. But then what is confusing and cannot is beyond the logic is the statement that is saying that the third line. What is the third line saying? Please stay with me. Hello. What is the third line of this? No,
That it's
not
been
one.
established for the benefit of the world.
Correct.
Yes.
Teshamishhtani vihitani dhamashaha. Teshamishhtani vihitani dhamashaha. Tesham, ta esham. All of this phenomenon is ishtani vihitani dhamashaha. These 6 seasons and the combination of these different rays are placed where? Are placed in the world for the benefit of the beings and their sustenance. Ma, are you with me so far?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that is something that requires what? There is neither direct evidence nor observational or empirical evidence or inferential evidence. It is a statement. It is a statement that because the divine has envisioned this, all of this, he or she has placed it in the world for the benefit of the world. That is what is called conjecture, or that is beyond. So why did they not just describe the 3 and why did they go to the next level? Because mind is asking, hey, why did this happen? What is this? What is the purpose of creating these 6 seasons? Why did they happen? Who created those? And how did this permutation combination happen? Right? Then your mind is stuck. You're saying, yeah, I don't believe, who is this divine that has created all of this stuff? This is all nonsense. So I'm stopping Aruna Prishna's study. Because what happens to a person who is an atheist, who doesn't believe in God or any divine phenomenon, that nature is the grace of God and it is the projection of the divine? When you don't have connection to that, what will you do? Oh, these Vedas are not for us. I know. You understand? That's the reason why I brought up this example, that when Bhagavan says, my mission is Vedodharana, Veda Rakshana, Veda Poshana, that means you have only looked at the word Veda in the context of a Hindu scripture. Therefore, what will you do? No, how can a Sarvadharma God who has come for everybody promote only Rudram chanting or Veda chanting? So therefore, what will you do? You will trust some place, you will not trust some aspects, no? Isn't it? Are you tracking with me on the logic?
I'm hearing you, but at the same time, I feel like in a Veda study, in some of the other texts as well, like Rudram or other things, no one addresses the atheists, right? They kind of forego with the flow, right? We are all believing that the intrinsic nature of fire is to burn, water flows, and other things. We don't, at that point of time, we are not questioned as an atheist, right? We are questioned as, okay, you don't believe in the science, but you're not like, where is the question of a friend harming another friend,
No,
right?
the friend, no, it is not harming another friend. What the example is saying, there are two friends. Okay. One friend is abandoning the another friend, stating that that friend is causing harm. And in that harm or suffering, that is, so jahako asmat ishate. So what he's saying is, I'm abandoning you because you are causing me suffering. What is the suffering associated with? The suffering associated with a conflict. And the conflict is, there is something that you have seen and that does not connect with your intellect or your rational or logic, and that creates a conflict, isn't it? And because of the conflict, you abandon something. You understand? It's a very important, you bring up, thank you for taking through that logic, very important. Why do we run away from certain things? Because they created conflict. What is that conflict? What you say, what you see, or you are unable to see what you are saying. That is the fundamental conflict sometimes. And therefore, you give it up. Why will you not give it up? Only if you have explicit trust. Hey, this is being said not to harm or cause conflict or suffering in me. This is beyond my capability to understand. Therefore, I should stick with it and take it through. Now, are you with me so far? So, jahako asmat ishate. There it is saying, one friend is abandoning the another friend. Konu mariya amititaha. Amititaha. There is no intent of harm or conflict or suffering that one friend is giving to you. Okay. But yet, the other friend has abandoned, saying that you're causing problem for me here. Therefore, I am giving up. What is the problem? The other friend is saying, the other friend is saying the truth, but you are unable to hear it. And this happens with our real life also, no? We sometimes we abandon or run away from people that are telling us the truth about how we can be better people. That can be in your own home. So therefore, when there is that logic failure, which is saying, no, I am a great person. Why is this person saying I am doing everything with out of love for Swami only? But why is this person asking me not to behave like this or to apologize to somebody or to be a better person, etc.? Then when such things happen, our intrinsic intent is to abandon that person and run away from them. Or I hope I am making myself clear. Okay, that is what is the statement that tesham ishtani vihitani dhamasaha. That statement requires fundamental trust that all of this cause and effect of the light dispersion, the cause and effect of the 6 seasons is to benefit the world, and it is the vision and intent. Rishayo Devaja iti, that is the second mantra is saying that all of this is the divine intent and the vision that the 7 rays and the 6 seasons exist for the benefit of humanity. That logic is not, we're not capable to connect to that. So what the Veda is saying is the purpose and intent of the Veda is not to describe modern science. Modern science, objective science, has its own place. So because what we observe in the nature, that's the reason why I was saying intrinsic property versus acquired property. It's very hard to connect to why does the fire have the property of both light and heat? You cannot answer that question because it's its intrinsic nature. What is the cause and effect of that? The cause and effect of the light and heat properties of the fire is to benefit the humanity. What is this? Because that's obvious, no? It is to benefit the humanity. That everything is for the benefit of humanity. Help ever, hurt never. That is the nature, fundamental nature of the Puranas. That is the fundamental nature, that's the fundamental essence of all the scriptures. Help ever, hurt never, love all, serve all. That is the fundamental teachings of the Vedas, are all the scriptures. And therefore, what we will do is, now I am the resurrection and the way. When Jesus has said that, there are people that blindly believe in it and think that Jesus is the only God, etc. And that is one part of it. There are people that actually believe in it, but then go beyond that to understand what is the teaching about? How is that benefiting me? How can it transform my life? That requires Shraddha and Saburi. Only with those you can get the underpinning of it. Okay, Sairam.
Yeah. Thank you, Shekharji.
Is that fully clear? Thank you for staying with that, because sometimes we go through this and it makes sense, and then that's the reason why this Aruna Prashna is being taught in a totally different way from how we learned Rudram, etc. Because now we are at a stage, I hope most of you are at a point of not simply chanting the mantras, but actually going underneath and understand and how it transforms our life. That is the aspect of it. Okay, Sairam. Okay. It's a comment. Okay. Yes. Now that also means, like I was trying to caution Venkat when he was saying don't doubt. That's not what that is also incorrect. You have to not doubt, you have to question. You have to question. And then when you question it, then the answer will come. But don't stop with that answer. Keep going like the hot potato. The hot potato. Don't blindly believe that a potato is hot. Understand the question, understand, question, and answer to so blind faith is not, it's not blind faith is not questioning, or not fundamentally not interrogating, not introspecting. Introspect, but don't just stop with blind belief either. Blind belief is what religion asks you to do. Okay, Veda is not saying have blind belief. What it is saying is don't abandon and run away because you did not understand it. Okay, Sairam.
But Anna, that will hold true only if the other friend who is absorbed in truth, and he knows that this is the truth, and right?
So here is the question. Swami as a friend. That question that you're asking doesn't even apply. Swami as a friend, is he absorbed? She's taking a relative example of a friend in a worldly sense, I assume, right?
Yes,
You're
yes,
asking,
because
how do I? No, this is very important. Very, very important question. She's saying, if I have a friend, do I blindly believe and that they don't cause harm, etc., etc.? No, no, no. All relative friends are useless. Facebook friendship is useless. That Facebook friendship exists only for likes and dislikes. It does not exist for anything else. Don't believe in Facebook friends. Don't believe in relative friends. Swami has said this very beautifully. This question was asked to him by this body. And then he said very clearly, trust Swami, love everybody else. Trust Swami, love everyone else. What we do? We trust everyone else, as in Facebook, and we only pray to Swami. That's not Purinjada. No, sir, no. Samajh gaya? Swati.
जी हाँ जी.
So he is not asking you to. So do you have trust that whatever Swami says is good for you?
Yes.
Is he the truth? No, he's not that he's absorbed in truth. He is the truth. So whatever he says is the truth. That's why he's Satya. He's Satya Sai Baba. Not ordinary Sai Baba. Satya Sai Baba. So therefore, you trust Swami. You trust the Veda. Well, that's the reason why the reference point for every logic is going back to the Veda. And the reference point in going back to everything is Swami. That's why publicly in that WhatsApp group, I apologized for posting that Uttarakanda was a friction. Because I immediately, when some sister posted what was said in Ramakatha Rasvahini, case closed. Uttarakanda is not a friction. Uttarakanda did happen. Uttarakanda is amazing. Then I went and I listened to and I studied the entire Uttarakanda, how beautiful it is and how true it is. And what did Rama do in the context of that Sita question? Everything was answered very clearly after reading Ramakatha Rasvahini. And I went back and read Ramakatha Rasvahini, Uttarakanda, what Swami has written, and how beautifully he has explained every aspect of why Sita was sent to the forest by Rama. Amazing. Why Sita was sent to forest by Rama was because in Ramakatha Rasvahini, Swami wrote, because Sita requested that. So it was Sita's request. And then why did he obey the people also? That is the other beautiful aspect. Why I'm saying that? Trust the Swami. That's where it starts with. And if that Swami has said, my mission is Vedodharana, Veda Rakshana, Veda Poshana, right? If Swami has said that, and he has said that several times, what do you do? What do you do? Do you abandon those words? That was the context of the example that we're studying. Oh, very clear, no? No question. Don't trust Anna, Ginna, Dunna and all of that stuff. Those are all relative. All of that doesn't matter. Only Guru and Sadguru, and the only one that is ultimate truth is Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. And Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba is Veda Purusha. It is Vedas that came in human form is Satya Sai Baba. And that Satya Sai Baba will not say or do anything that harms anyone. Help ever, hurt never, love all, serve all. And that's where, then if you did not understand why Swami said some things, why Swami did not say something, then you will understand that whether whatever he said, even if you did not understand, like many of the things we study in Gita Vahini, we don't even understand. But first you start with, I don't understand this, and then you get into it, and then over a period of time, whether it is 2 years, 3 years, 30 years, or maybe even the next life, don't let go of what you have. Manasa bhajare guru charanam dustara bhavasagara taranam. I'm only using Satya Sai Baba not as a physical phenomenon. Be very clear about it. Swami does not exist only for me as a physical form. You love that form, you adore that form, etc., etc. But Satya Sai Baba is beyond that 5'3" physical form. Satya Sai Baba is a phenomenon. Satya Sai Baba is, will, and was a phenomenon. It will be a phenomenon. Just read the Vahinis, you will understand that, including Satya Sai Vahini. Jai Sai Ram. Om Swastif Prajabhyah Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishah Go Brahmanebhyah Shubhamastu Nityam Samasta Lokah Sukhino Bhavantu Samasta Lokah Sukhino Bhavantu Samasta Lokah Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की